Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Allison Cruz, and I'd like to welcome you to Yearwalk. This game originated on the iOS from a script that was initially developed to be used for a film, but they decided to meld certain concepts together and instead create a very interesting game. It's quite short, but I enjoy it vastly. It was recently ported to the Wii U, which is what I'm playing on right now, and personally, I think I like this version better because we can move things with our mind, and it's pretty sweet. It was released on Steam last year, and I had almost planned on doing this game back then, but as you can tell, you're a little limited in movement here, and there's a couple of red herrings, such as this, something you can't really access until later, but we can go and inspect it and, you know, deal with it later. It's somewhat of an adventure game. The developer of the game actually was inspired by the Zelda games as well as Fez and, oddly enough, Killer 7, which is interesting. All projects done on this channel, so... But this game is more or less based on a folklore of Swedish traditions, and it's very interesting. But like I said, very short. So we're gonna go head on over here and meet up with a lovely face in the very mysterious windmill here. Turn in for the land, and let's head in. Check it out. It's our potential love interest. How's it going? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, hate to keep you waiting. I guess I must have just fallen asleep, right? Huh. Shouldn't go outside with that. Oh, well, thank you. She's looking out for me. She's caring, she's kind, and she's cute. Also, she really cares about our ears. That's good. And, oh man, the fondness she has for us is quite good. Thank you. What else you got? Did anybody's... I don't think so. Why would they have? Oh. So, because we're meeting up in secret and it's kind of implied that we dig each other, she wants us to know that, you know, she likes us, and she's not ashamed of being seen with me. But of course, we have the tried and untrue formula of forbidden love, and apparently she's been proposed to. Not great. So, the last day of the year, and she's got to come up with an answer. Oh, I'm sorry, I understand that. Look at her though. Oh, she's kind of adorable when she's nonplussed. I'm sorry. Okay. So we tell her we're going on our year walk. And of course, I remember what happened to my cousin. It was quite an unfortunate incident. But, you know, we gotta promise her, we're not gonna do anything foolish. We're not supposed to know what happens in the future. The main reason why people go year walking is so that they could eventually look into the future, which is, you know, an interesting sort of goal. But anyway, we should hurry home to our cottage and get some rest, even though we woke up from a nap. That's alright. So that's all she's gonna be talking about. So we will leave and head back on our merry way. Getting back home isn't really that difficult. All you really need to look at are the arrows on the top and bottom of the screen to see if you can actually move towards the next area. Also, the touchscreen in this game is incredibly intuitive given the state of what game it is. You have the entire map and where you can go just right there on your gamepad at all times, which makes it really convenient for being able to record and do things at the same time. You can do a myriad of things, including, you know, a very mysterious input thing here, which Spoilers, does something for later. We've also got a very good hint system, which will tell you exactly what you need to do in case you're stuck, but it won't spell it out for you. It'll say, go to the east end of the map or something. And then we actually have a legitimate encyclopedia of what each of these things are in lore. And to avoid spoilers, I guess we don't really need to see that, but it's very interesting, and you learn about many creatures such as the Holdra, who we'll be seeing soon, as well as the brook horse, the myling, and etc. Also, we're going to be taking many notes, so keep that in mind. Notes will be very useful for us in the future, as well as, you know, the audio implications of the gamepad. You're gonna have to listen out for things too, and it's pretty sweet, not gonna lie. But with that having been said and done, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yearwalk. And so, with the dawning of a new year comes our walk. And apparently, in all of the resting and hiding away from people, somebody stole our wagon. Even though we destroyed it with our minds, that didn't mean that somebody could just go off and take it. But that's quite alright. We'll find things better than wagons and red herrings ahead, for our final destination lies in the church. But there's actually a couple of things that we could possibly do. You'll notice this symbol here. It would be a good idea to hold on to these symbols and just remember them, so I'm going to jot this down really fast. Alright, there we go. Now we're just going to want to remember that, and this is just so that we can save a little bit of time in the future for doing other things and not wasting time going back and finding all these mysterious insignias all over, such as this, which I will go ahead and jot down once again. Okay, and for this very strange thing, it's like a sense sign. Interesting. So we'll remember that for later. And let's continue forward, because now that the entire world is open to us, that's pretty good, and we've already made it to the church. So I say we're ready. Interesting. So, that mysterious woman has taken the key that we need to get beyond the cemetery gates so that we can enter the church and complete our year walk. So, we need to go find her. But first, I say it's time for a little bit of a bathroom break, because in here, we've got ourselves a very strange doll, and by inspecting it, doesn't really look like we can do much. But, by God, is it more than meets the eye. When we spin it, is a little disturbing. In case you didn't realize, this game isn't necessarily for the faint of heart, but it's not that bad. It's rated teen, and it's pretty light on, you know, scares, but I would say it's pretty decent. So you'll need to remember that combination for later. And here we've got ourselves a very interesting ruin. This thing is going to be important for the end of the game, so just remember that it's here. And oh my god, I accidentally just solved part of it. You see those 3 eyes need to light up in order to actually finish the game, and I completely on accident just solved one, so I'll show you where to find that one, because technically we're not supposed to find that quite yet. I didn't even realize we could do that, because the first one that we need to find is actually very nearby, and as a matter of fact, I think it's right here. So again, we can go ahead and access our notepad here, and we don't really need to hold on to these for very long. The only ones we really need to focus on would be the things on the trees. I don't even know what to call them, the symbols, I guess. But we can go ahead and throw this one on there. It's not really necessary at this point, but just because we can, let's go and do it. Just go ahead and inspect, and then just press the ZR, and we can go and do that. Okay, and I'll input the last one a little bit later, although I guess we could get the clue early, so that's not too bad. But where do we want to go? I think we actually want to head down by the river, which is interesting. We'll have to come here a couple of times, because this is where our fair maiden awaits. No, it's not on this one. Whoops. It's actually over here in front of the river. Dang it, I forgot. That's alright, because she will lead the way, unless... Ah, there she is. How are you? Can you give me the key, please? Is that... Oh, she wants us to follow her. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Holdra. Depending on how you treat this very certain creature, she may either bless you on your journey, or she may curse you, depending, again, how you treat her. And this was part of the Swedish folklore, that this is one of the supernatural beings that you end up coming across your travels. So I say it would be in our best interest to help her, unless she decide to murder us. That would be no good. Although she has to be in the middle of your screen for her to progress any further. But I gotta say, I really enjoy this artwork. It's really simplistic, and the music, like, there was actually legitimate scores and songs early on. There isn't much of that later on in the game, so enjoy those while it lasts, because, yeah, it was pretty good. A little misleading, but I guess the ambience is pretty good. Alright, so again, just follow her sweet tunes, and she actually opens up a path that was previously not accessible as before. Did that sound familiar? And also notice that these owls have letters beneath them. I wonder what that means. So now that we're inside of the dead tree, you actually need to use the audio of your gamepad in order to move forward, which is really interesting because we're emitting a tone from the gamepad, and it's very difficult to ascertain with the television where it is. I'm not sure how it'll turn up in the video, but we can give it a shot. So go ahead and turn that up and see if you guys can hear when it's out of tune. So clearly off, right? But if we head over to this one, the tones match. There we go. So we'll go ahead over here, off. Ooh, it's creepy. But this, music to my ears. There we go. Alright. Nope. You do kind of have to listen, though. There we go. And that's definitely not it. There we go. And last but not least, and there we have it. So, for solving the Holdra's puzzle, we get ourselves the key to the church. Except, oh, what? It turned to water. What the hell? That sucks. Well, I guess we're really at a standstill because we have no key. We have absolutely no leads, aside from the fact that the key turned to water. And do you guys remember where we've seen water? Right here. And there's a lot of it because, oh my god, there's a horse in there. Do we want to pull it up? Let's do it. He has the key. So this is the Brook horse, and he wants 4 souls from us. However, they're not just any ordinary souls. He wants the souls of dead children abandoned by their parents. And the weird thing about this is if you direct your attention to the gamepad, our encyclopedia is now splattered with blood, particularly the myling section. Infanticide was a fairly common crime in Sweden during the 19th century and earlier. So, with all intents and purposes, by reading this description here, it's a little weird, but I think what's weirder is the fact that we actually have one in our possession right now. So, with that, we relinquish our unwanted child to the Brook horse. But now we need to go find another, and this is where things start getting interesting, is when we start heading back to areas we've already been through. So, do we want to head over this way? We might want to, just so that we can collect everything in our path except there's blood. And you also hear crying and strange music when you get near. There's a wagon here, so let's use our mind powers and send it on its way. My god, that was creepy. Alright. So, got ourselves a child here. And the thing that's kind of annoying about this is we need to physically hold it in front of us in order to actually bring it back. If we let go of the hold button, he just reverts back to where he was. Luckily it's not very far, but it's still kind of a weird thing that we have to do. So let us return to the Brook horse with the child that we earned. Did we really earn this or deserve to take this small... It's a little unsettling, no? This game is rated teen on the Wii U, might I add. Okay, so we are going to head over here for more blood. Oh, this is odd because there's blood coming from the chimney. Well, let's enter and... oh. So this is kind of a weird puzzle because all of your controls are not swapped, but they're inverted. So we need to hold X and then grab this and then lift up. And then there we go. Because we need to open this furnace and take that which ails us. Alright. And so with that, small child bleeding from the eyes. No big deal. Little creepy. Welcome to October 9th, ladies and gentlemen. I tried recording this a little bit earlier, but I ended up deciding this is much better contained to its own video. It's going to be a little bit long, but happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and there is one last soul we need to find. So according to the map, we've basically made our way all the way around the eastern side of the map, so let's head up the western side and see if we can find anything of relative interest because, well, I guess this is technically where we were before. But if we head over here, over to, well, this area, there should be a couple of things like, oh, I guess we already were here. What the hell? Well, what about this place? Have we been here? Ah, the horse. The horse. Okay, this is another one we're going to want to write down. And we don't really need that anymore. So I'm going to go and jot this down, and I'll meet you guys in just a moment. Okay, I'm not going to lie. Drawing on a velocity-sensitive Wii U gamepad is surprisingly difficult. So there we have that. And this way will actually take us directly back to that washroom where the doll was. However, it's here no more. And why it knew the waltz of the owls? I don't know. Couldn't tell ya. It's very strange, but it did sure help us, so we're good. But anyway, right here we have our final piece of the puzzle, and when we go back that way, we'll actually go ahead and deal with it. So I'll go and, there we go. It's not very difficult to remember, but I still would like to have it there, just for safekeeping. And now that that's done, this is actually its own self-contained island, so we have to go back the way we came. We're gonna go and return to the windmill for the land, and it's gonna be good business. Also, there's a bunker here. It's a bunker that we can do nothing yet because it's completely engulfed in darkness. So we'll head down here, and yeah, you get accustomed to this place really quick, especially when you can get to point A to B in like 5 seconds flat. So it's really quite a small map. But by heading up here and returning to the place where we saw our forbidden lover, yeah, that's not creepy whatsoever. So we can't go upstairs, but the windmill has come to a stop, so maybe we can go and activate. Nothing? Nothing? You don't want to activate for me? Or do I just need to go out now? Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. Wow. That's really all I needed to move it. Alright, well. With that, go and take that. Just take you with us and return to where we were. Because this is the final soul that the Brook horse wants. But thanks for making me take it all this way. Man, I really appreciate it. If I accidentally let go of ZR or whatever, then I'm pretty SOL. But that's alright, we're almost there. God, this is morbid, right? It's a little strange. But with that, the final soul has been presented. So the river turns to blood, and the key is now officially in our grasp. Thank you so much, you goddamn raven. Well, fortunately we have these mischievous little balls of dead children to help us out, because now we have ourselves a flame. Beautiful. Absolutely riveting. Thank you so much. And fortunately, the good thing about this is if you leave it somewhere, it actually stays there. It doesn't get teleported anywhere, so that's good. So now we just need to return to our beloved area. What the music? Oh my god. This is so Alice-esque. We're gonna go ahead and input our final command here, so just keep in mind, you're gonna wanna write something down here after this. So, do this, and prepare to write. Right. Left. Right. Riveting gameplay commentary, ladies and gentlemen. So we have ourselves a bit of an input command there, and we'll go ahead and deal with that a little bit later. For now, we're gonna go find that bunker real fast and hopefully deal with some business down there, because that will actually take us to the last area of the map that we have yet to visit. So that's good. And actually, I think it's just right up here, right? Beyond the broken wheel. To the left, maybe? No, it's the next one up. Apologies, I can't really see my gamepad. It's like literally on my thighs. But by heading in here with the flames of unborn dead children, it's time to light them up. So over here, you'll notice some very strange storage things. You'll notice these symbols that we saw before. Do you see how this thing that we had before has 3 dots? Well, in case you couldn't have guessed, go ahead and write that down. 3 dots. And we're actually missing one, and I can't remember where it is, but I don't want to go find it, just because it would be a little pointless, because the puzzle is really easy to solve. Now, the upside down spear thing, is that what the horse is? It might be. That would be 2. So let's go right in 2 for the horse, and then we'll continue onwards, because the rest of the puzzles lie here. Here we have 5, and I think this is for endgame stuff, because if you beat this completely, then you'll actually get like an alternate ending, which is interesting. Now, these are just to kind of throw you off, and they're not really, it's not really alternate, it's just more vague and different. And oh, this is very strange. Let's continue forward. And the C, okay, so the C, the sense, has 4. So we'll go ahead and do 4. And by process of elimination, we can just solve that last one. And yeah, because there's only 4 of the symbols out in the wilderness we need to find. So let's go and move this with our bare mind. What do you know? Very convenient stepladder is great for us. So let's head up here and hope that by coming out of this bunker, we're able to confront that fiendish raven. Oh, he's dead. And thou shalt die now, sir, said the raven. But do you know what we have to do? Just gotta keep poking it. Do we finally get the key for once? We do, but we need to take it back. And now, this is the very first time I played this, confused the hell out of me. The final runestone you need to find is right here, and this is how you get that sequence that we saw on the large one, which is required to solve the puzzle after next, I believe. So, it's not too bad. But that raven, man, he was a dick. Luckily, this is a self-illuminating key as well, so we don't need the unborn souls of dead children to guide us on our way. Alright, so we're gonna go head over this way because I think it's faster to the church that way. Ooh, and that music. It's kind of interesting to note that in addition to the influences of Killer 7 Fez and Zelda, one of the lead directors of the studio behind this game actually worked on Isle of Milo while that was in development, and the song kind of reminded me of that for some reason. But with that having been said and done, we have the key. So let's enter the cemetery. And hope that good things come to pass. That'd be nice, right? Okay, so I have no idea what these symbols are supposed to mean, but with our minds, we're supposed to raise these things to their respective dots. Now, the child had 4, so we'll put that all the way. The horse had only 2, and I believe this fetus had only 2 as well, but the bird had 3, so let's go and do that. And by doing that correctly, we can now enter the final part of our year walk, and that is the church. However, we have to go a specific direction, and we have to end up walking around the church in the sacred order, I believe is what the game calls it. So you'll know when to switch directions when you see the grim face come out at you. So, did I just go in the complete opposite direction? I don't remember. But yeah, I was glancing down at my gamepad, and then boom, things happened. So we need to go in this direction one more time. and then left, and then right. Riveting gameplay and puzzle solving, my friends. This is great. But for a iOS game, very impressive. And with that, I fucked up. Whoops. How did I do it in the wrong order? And with that, we've opened the doors to the church. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I present the Church Grim, the guardian, or dare I say, the not-so-guardian of the church. Basically, under his robe lies his weak point, and why does it have to be so difficult? But we need to touch it and kill it. Oh. Interesting. So this is a little bizarre. It's being protected by a force field, so let's go and do this instead. There we go. And this is how we kill it. Interesting. Huh. How much do you want me to do this? So, we have to get the stars in the correct order. Very difficult, obviously. But with that... The return of the Kingdom Hearts text haunts me to this day. So, let's go and spin. And this is where it gets kind of irritating. Okay, here, let's try this. That having been said, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Allison Cruz, and thank you so much for joining me on our short little year walk. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and next time, there probably won't be more of this, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I'll talk to you guys later.
Oh, the joy, I can see the light. Oh, the joy, I can see the light. Blow a burning torch up here. I can see the light. Oh, the joy I will see my love. Oh, the joy I will see my love. Make it quick, please don't wait. Let me in through heaven's gates. Oh, the joy I will see my love. Make it quick, please don't wait. Let me in through heaven's gates. Oh, the joy I will see my love.